Inspiring, entertaining, informative. This is the verbalgraffitipodcast.com with your host, Rick Cruz, where we discuss current events and information as it relates to hip-hop. And now, here's your host, the futuristic b-boy himself, Rick Cruz.
Welcome back to the Verbal Graffiti Podcast Show. I'm your host, Rick Cruz. Today, this show is officially our third episode, so round of applause from the studio audience. So today, we will be discussing The Power Broke by Damon John as part of our Hood Book Club, and we will also be discussing the Hood Morning America Wake Up Challenge. So a quick note as far as the Hood Book Club is concerned, we actually are going to be giving out free books to our members, or our gang members. Remember, the Hood Book Club is a gang, so you actually get to join it. And the way you get to join it is by sending me an email and requesting to be part of the book club. And if you do that, we'll go ahead and send you the book that we're reading for the month for free via Amazon. So it will either be an Amazon gift card or Amazon will just deliver the book that we're reading for the month through the Hood Book Club to your door. The only thing you have to do, again, is send us an email via verbalgraffitipodcast@gmail.com. Expressing your interest in joining the Hood Book Club, and we will start that process. So go ahead and take action now. Send us the email to the verbalgraffitipodcast@gmail.com requesting membership, and we'll go ahead and put you down with this gang. A couple of quick notes on Biltmore Records. Just want to let you know what's going on here. Biltmore Records has an event planned for April and May. It's going to be a networking event. We'll have live jazz. All the proceeds from the event will go to charity. We're looking at the Ballantyne Hotel as the location for the event. So that's in the works now. Just want to let you know about that. There'll be more information to come once we start to solidify the details of the event. Also, as far as Biltmore Records, we're looking at new artists. I'm working on this podcast, but I also run the blog. Run Biltmore Records. I have a real estate investment company on the side. I work full time, so I stay pretty busy. I did mention that I rap, and this is the first time that I mentioned it on this podcast. One of the critiques that we got, I guess last week or the last episode, was that I should have my own theme music. So I went ahead and found a song that I can use potentially as theme music. So I'm going to let you guys hear it, and we can vote on it to see if this should be the theme song for the show. I think so. I actually like it. So I'm going to let you guys hear it now. So check it out.
Rick Cruz getting money, do my thing to the end. And again, and again, and again, and again. Yo, get your mind right with nutrients from my pen. Rock my Tim's the color of butternut squash, lemon pepper lacoste, sport in the garage, Mitsubishi Mirage, I'll be there pronto. Interior's the color of parsley, cilantro, anywhere you wanna go. Flow so radical, keep it all natural, spinach dip in an apple too, pardon while I laugh at you. Fruits in the juicer, herbs in the blender, citrus throughout the winter. Baller status, beets, radish and asparagus, flavor sealed packages, immaculate. Who, me? My AK spit bananas too, sipping pomegranate juice. Your enemies are damage, you Alaskan salmon. Eat it like a champion, honey like candied yams, creaming in the panties and drunk off antioxidants. Open by this locksmith, you know my mind right. Imagine how hard my...
Hold on, this is a family-friendly show. Well, I'm going to have to get that edited. Hey, Paul, holla at me. I need a podcast edit. That's my boy, Paul. He does all the editing and mastering of the songs that we put out. But just for the show at the end, if you make it to the end of the show, I'm going to go ahead and play the whole song so you can check it out. It's just something from the archives. So back to the Hood Book Club. Another thing I wanted to mention is that we are looking to put together a program to give out these kinds of books like The Power Broke to high schools or local high schools, just to encourage the kids to read and possibly be a part of this book club. I think these or books like The Power Broke may be a great way to inspire the future generation of readers. So we will be working on that as well. So finally, without any further ado, here we have the Hood Book Club. So as I told you guys on January 31st, we're starting this book titled The Power of Broke by Damon John, How Empty Pockets, a Tight Budget, and a Hunger for Success Can Become Your Greatest Competitive Advantage. So I chose this book based on the title and the fact that Damon John was promoting the book heavily online. I thought, this is the guy from FUBU, that's the guy from Shark Tank. And the idea that I remember when LL Cool J inadvertently promoted FUBU in a multi-million-dollar Gap ad campaign. And I don't mean to say inadvertently because it was done intentionally. Basically, LL Cool J was able to subliminally advertise FUBU in a rhyme that he was saying in a Gap campaign or a Gap ad campaign. So it was a multi-million-dollar campaign. It was all over the place. And here's LL Cool J advertising a smaller brand, a smaller unknown brand on this national stage. So at the time, it kind of left corporations or corporate America exposed because how could, that mistake be made? How could LL Cool J advertise FUBU and no one recognize it? It's because they really didn't understand how hip hop worked. And I guess from that point on, they did because FUBU just blew up to be this major brand. And that was just marketing genius all the way around. And it definitely was a major event in hip hop as it relates to the fashion industry, as hip hop's clothing or fashion sense started to emerge and become more marketable. So back to the book and just some key points. As I was reading through the book, I realized that me and Damon John are about the same age. And then on page 88, I read where Damon John's first job, or one of his first jobs, was as a messenger in Manhattan for a brokerage firm called First Boston. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I used to work for First Boston in high school. It was in the World Trade Center. Basically, there was a co-op program, and it was designed to have the 11th and 12th graders work full-time for a major corporation 1 week, and then the next week they would be in school. So every other week it alternated. I was involved in that program, and so was Damon John, and actually we worked at the same company. So he shared a story about Carlos, who I knew as well. And in fact, about 2 or 3 years ago, I ran into John Carter, who was the supervisor of the co-op program at First Boston in Charlotte, North Carolina. He actually lives out here with his family, started a cleaning company. He's a cleaning company, and he's doing pretty well. So shout out to John Carter. But overall, I thought the story about Carlos was priceless to me. Just really a reminder of how small the world really is. Plus, I probably know Damon John from way back in the day, so that's interesting. So I really thought that was awesome. A couple of other key points, or the ones that I found most interesting off the top of my head was Mosaic Bridges, the 12-year-old who made the bow ties. I know Tim Ferriss was in there, the guy from the 4-Hour Work Week. Kevin Plank, the CEO of Under Armour, and Damon John's experiences with brand creation and the people that he's helped build their brand and product line. I thought all of that was interesting. The best part of the book, to me, is just the fact that all of these people had stories where they basically didn't have the funding to accomplish their goal, and they had to come up with creative ways to try to make their dream a reality or make their business work. So if you haven't already, make sure you go pick up the book titled The Power of Broke by Damon John. I'll also be continuing my review of this book with the next episode of the Hood Book Club. Just some final comments. Like I said, I'm more than halfway through the book, maybe 3/4 of the way through. But with the next show, I will be giving my final comments. If you want the book for free, make sure to send me an email or request a membership to the Hood Book Club. Like we said, we'll be giving those books out for free. And hopefully at some point we'll be giving out a ton of books to the local schools just to encourage kids to get their reading on. All right, and thank you again. That's the first segment, first official segment of the Hood Book Club. For the Hood Morning America Wake Up Challenge. Okay, so the challenge is to drink 16 ounces of water as soon as you wake up. And the reason for it is that studies have shown that there are tremendous health benefits to drinking water as soon as you wake up. For one, when you go to sleep for 7 to 8 hours, you're not taking in any fluids, and your body gets dehydrated. So whether you know it or not, when you wake up, you're needing to drink water. Water helps to flush out any kind of toxins. So your kidneys do an amazing job at cleansing and getting rid of your bodily toxins as long as your fluid intake is adequate. Also, your brain tissue is 75% water. So when you're not properly hydrated, your brain operates on less fuel, and you can feel drained and experience fatigue or different fluctuations. So drinking the water every day is going to boost your metabolism, hydrate you. It's going to flush out any toxins. It actually makes your skin glow. The studies have shown that. It renews cells and can even cure illnesses. So why not? Drink water as soon as you wake up. So that's the challenge. 16 ounces of water as soon as you wake up. So we'll start there, and let's see how you feel in 2 weeks. So with the Hood More Than America Wake Up Challenge, we're just creating a routine of habits that we'll follow every morning. So drinking water is just step one, and with our next episode, we'll announce step two. So by the end of the first month or the first 2 months, we should have a whole kind of routine that we'll be following on a daily basis. That's the goal. So stay tuned and make sure to participate. Thanks. And that's it for now. That's the third official episode of the Verbal Graffiti Podcast Show. I want to thank you guys for joining in. Also, remember that this podcast is brought to you by Biltmore Records. Shout out to our partners, Amazing Life Investments, LLC, and TCK and Associates. So what did you think? As always, send me an email at verbalgraffitipodcast@gmail.com to let me know your thoughts. And remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Verbal Graffiti Podcast, also on YouTube. On Twitter, it's actually Verbal Graffiti 3, added note. No, I didn't forget. I'm going to let you hear this whole song, so this is going to be the potential theme music going forward. But let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to let you hear that song, and then we're out. All right, guys. Peace.
Rick Cruz getting money, do my thing to the end. And again, and again, and again, and again. Yo, get your mind right with nutrients from my pen. And again, and again, and again, and again. They rock my Tim's the color of butternut squash, lemon pepper lacoste, sport in the garage, Mitsubishi Mirage. I'll be there pronto. Interior's the color of parsley, cilantro. Anywhere you want, go. Flow so radical, keep it all natural. Spinach dip in an apple too, parting while I laugh at you. Fruits in the juicer, herbs in the blender, citrus throughout the winter. Baller status, beets, radish, and asparagus. Flavor sealed packages, immaculate. Who, me? My AK spit bananas too, sipping pomegranate juice. Your enemies that damage you, Alaskan salmon. Eat it like a champion, honey like candied yams, creaming in the panties and drunk off antioxidants. Open by this locksmith, you know my mind right. Imagine how hard my cock get. Cruise, get money, do my thing to the end. And again, and again, yo, get your mind right with nutrients from my pen. And again, and again, and again, and again, yo, you should ride with this and not fuck with them. And again, and again, and again, yo, food for thought, build and destroy back again. And again, and again, and again, and again. Mother hobbit, went up in a cupboard, put you in luggage, speech type sluggish, newfound melody, crisp like celery, no infidelity, fuck what you're telling me. Steamy like carrots, mustard greens and broccoli, you make mockeries, I recite Sophocles, flow philosophically, never psychotically, spit it out properly. Rick got a monopoly. Lemongrass grill, turn ups and snow peas, Colombian coke leaves, donate the proceeds, fresh like potpourri, watercress, okra, white diamond choker, money in the sofa, EVOO, take rap out the chokehold with antioxidants and flavonoids by the boatload. Rappers and Bob Marley and them used to smoke dro, master of the slow flow, just in case you don't know. Cruise getting money, do my thing to the end. And again, and again, and again, yo, get your mind right with nutrients from my pen. And again, and again, and again, and again, yo, you should ride with this and not fuck with them. And again, and again, and again, yo, food for thought, build and destroy back again. And again, and again, and again, and again. Rick Cruz,
that's right.
Do my thing to the end.
Check your groceries freezer, nigga.
You've just listened to the verbalgraffitipodcast.com, brought to you by Biltmore Records. You're welcome to leave a comment. Visit us on biltmorerecords.com or on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Biltmore Records. Until next time, friends, we encourage you to live life to the maximum.